Well, in this video, I will present my proposal seminar with the topic is the implementations of project-based learning in grammar class to enhance students' motivation in learning. So my name is Krisna Natalia and my student number 1712 14 115. All English departments in Indonesian university put grammar as one of the important subjects in the curriculum that should be taken by the student. And grammar has an important role in teaching learning English that should be mastered by the English student. It is supported by Mark in 2013 said that understanding grammar is the key in foreign language acquisition. And then Priya also argues that communications becomes coherent and logical by using grammar. Thomas can also say that people cannot master a language without learning grammar because grammar helps someone to construct meaningful words or sentences. But as we know that learning grammar is not easy, many students often make mistakes in their grammar because grammar is not a simple thing. And then the lack of this grammar competence can be from the student and the teacher. It is supported by Lawrence that say teaching grammar is not the easy work because the teacher of grammar must have the knowledge of grammar and its application. And Zuria also states that learning grammar is not easy. And then according to Susanti, in 2019, many English teachers still use traditional teaching strategies, that is teacher-centered methods. However, Matas and Notalo state that teaching grammar needs student-centered methods. So, to maximize teaching grammar in class, project-based learning can be a proper solution to engage students to learning grammar. It is supported by Simpsons in 2011. Project-based learning is an innovative learning model in the process of teaching English so that it can be more effective teaching strategy than traditional methods. Project-based learning is an instructional model that is based on the constructivist approach to learning such as discovery learning, zone of proximal development, scaffolding, cognitive apprenticeship, coaching, context, collaborative learning, and the nature of assessment. In here, students try to learn how to construct knowledge and entail the construction of knowledge with multiple perspectives and within a social activity. Furthermore, students learn primarily by constructing knowledge and making meaning through interactive process of questioning, active learning, sharing, and reflection. The learning environment in project-based learning offers collaborative learning and integrated with real-world issues and practices. Students are able to move from novices to experts in the domain of knowledge, and then teacher can help students to enlarge their critical thinking abilities, their presentation skills, their communication skills, and their ability to work effectively. So, through project-based learning, students can practice and also have opportunity to practice their skill so that their soft skill can improve. There are several researchers have conducted previous studies related to project-based learning, and the result of the studies become the proof of the success of project-based learning. And then it is supported by the study about project-based learning in teaching grammar for high and low motivated students conducted by Kunto Nurchayoko in 2014. And also there is a study about student perception toward the implementation of project-based learning for EFL Vocational High School in 2019 by Susanti, Trisuna, and Retnaningdia. And also there is study about student perception on the implementation of project-based learning in critical listening and speaking to class. But the researchers do not investigate in grammar class in university, and then besides that they only focus on students from vocational high school and from critical listening and speaking to in university. So there is no investigate in grammar class and also in university. Therefore, the presence of this study is to investigate student perception on the implementation of project-based learning in grammar class to enhance students' motivation in learning. In accordance with the research background, the researcher formulates two research questions. First, what are the ELESP Sanata Dharma University students' perceptions on the implementations of project-based learning in grammar class to enhance students' motivation in learning? And the second one is, what are the ELESP Sanata Dharma University students' suggestions on the implementations of project-based learning in grammar class in enhancing students' motivation in learning? Therefore, related to research question, these research are expected to answer based on the questions. This study is also expected to provide several benefits to the English language education study program students and the lecturer of English language education study program and future researchers. And then for the research method, the research was mixed method that used quantitative and qualitative data. According to Burke-Johnson's and Onweg-Buzy, mixed method research incorporates the strengths of the qualitative and quantitative methods without being hindered by their weaknesses. This research was conducted in English language education study program of Sanata Dharma University. The researcher was observed two grammar classes, that is grammar 3, class E and class F. And then for the participant of this study is one of lecturers who teach grammar, and then the student in grammar 3 that are class E and class F. And then to gather the data to support this research, the researcher used three techniques to gather the data. They were observation, questionnaire, and interview. And according to Cohen, Mannion, and Morrison in 2003, questionnaire and interview are common use to collect survey data. The researcher used observation to find out the important events or facts that are related to the research, so the data are more accurate. Observation is one of the gathering techniques that will be helpful to know the real situation in the classroom and the character of each student. The researchers also use questionnaire to gather the data in order to get information that is more specific. It will be content about student perception and suggestion on the implementation of project-based learning in grammar class to enhance students' motivation in learning. The questionnaire consists of several questions that were related to the implementation of project-based learning in grammar class. And there are two types of questionnaire which were used for this research. The first type was closed-ended questions. Likert scale was used by the researcher for this part, in which the value of each column is from 1 up 4. 1 for totally disagree, 2 for disagree, 3 for agree, and 4 for totally agree. And then the second one is open-ended questions that provide questions about student perception and suggestion on the implementation of project-based learning in grammar class to enhance students' motivation in learning. And then the last is interview. The interview was conducted after the researcher distributed the questionnaire. This interview helped the researcher to investigate deeper about students' perception and suggestions on the implementations of project-based learning in grammar class to enhance students' motivation in learning. Besides that, this interview was aimed to recheck the data that had been collected by the participants, so the researcher can prove the data as the valid data. During the interview, the researcher asked some questions to the participants.